Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel. This is the Art of the Blue Tarot, and today's reading is all going to be about your October predictions. So if you're new to the channel, this is how it works. You have 3 piles to choose from. You need to follow your intuition and choose the pile that you feel most drawn to. You will have the timestamps down below the description box in order for you to select your pile. So let me introduce the piles to you. Pile number 1, you have the Tarot of the Old Path, and this is what the back of your deck looks like. You also have the Anchor charm. Pile number 2, you have the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and this is what the back of your deck looks like. And you have the Cross charm. Pile number 3, you have the Lucid Dreams Tarot, and this is what the back of your deck looks like. And you have the Heart charm. So, as said previously, follow your intuition. Take a second to have a look at the back of your decks, at your charms, and choose the pile you feel most drawn to. And I'll see you further on in your reading. Hello, my dear number ones. You have chosen the Tarot of the Old Path, and the Anchor charm. Welcome to your reading. I'm going to place your charm here, and I'm going to put your tarot deck aside for a little while, and we are going to pick some oracle cards for you. So let's start with your significator card. For my dear pile number 1, please, Spirit, allow me to deliver this message for October 2024. Okay, it's this one. Thank you. You might be curious as to what oracle decks I'm using in this reading. You may find a description of all the decks that I use in the description box down below. So feel free to browse through that. So what energies for my dear pile number 1 in the coming October? Thank you. Pile number 1, please. Thank you. For pile number 1, please. Thank you. And finally, thank you. So let's start with your significator. You have the Heart. And it's a very interesting card. It's surrounded by pinks. There are two people on a boat in a journey, and there is a heart. Now, this picture is amidst a wreath of wheat and poppies, which reminds me of summer, late summer. Well, we are entering fall as we speak, so quite significant. We also have mysticism, crown chakra. We see a female figure here, fully robed, outside the door, waiting for it to open. But she's inside, not outside. She's inside. She's waiting for the door to open outside. So, very interesting. When I put it next to the heart cards, it's all about figuring things out from the inside to the outside. So it's one is it's as if you were inside a cocoon, waiting as a caterpillar to outfold into a beautiful butterfly. Let's see further ahead. You have the crow and the dogwoods. With the keyword intelligence. See? That's what I was talking about. You also have castle. It's time for healing, not war. Definitely, definitely. Particularly with the card of the heart here, with the heart card here. It's not a time for war, definitely. It's a time for healing, a time for inwardness. I mean, that's what fall is all about. Recoiling, assessing, going within, searching within, using our intuition. I do remind you that fall is the season of water, so highly intuitive as well. And we have new moon in Pisces. We meditate and contemplate. I mean, Pisces is like the most intuitive sign of the zodiac. And the new moon is something that uncovers. It's not revealed. It's a bit of that high priestess energy where you do know things, but they are not truly quite revealed to you yet. And I think it has to do with this introspection, with this mysticism, with this healing time, not wartime, with this crow intelligent. I must remind you that crow is the spirit animal that follows Morrigan, and Morrigan is the Celtic goddess of witchcraft and war as well. She's a fighter goddess, but she's a fighter in the sense not as much as the other war goddesses. She's a warrior in the spiritual sense. Morrigan is the goddess of the crows, of the shadow workers, of the wells, of the sacred wells. She's the ruler of autumn And therefore, I think this reading is really talking about your inwardness and the coming back to your womb, to your sacred place of nurturing yourself and realizing what your intuition is telling you about your self-growth and your healing. You do have the Heart card and you do have the Castle card. Lots here about healing, and lots here about healing through intuition, not just through therapy, which is also very recommended and it's always very helpful, but through your inner connection with your higher self, with your spirit guides, with your intuition, with your soul family, so to speak, with your soul family as well. Beautiful energy, I might add. Great. Let's have a look at your tarot cards and see what your October is all about. Can I place this here? With a bit of juggle, I'm just might be able to. Let me just figure things out in order for the cards to be placed so we can see. Yeah, we can see them now. Thank you for being patient. Pile number one. So for my dear pile number one, what is coming up next October? What energies are arriving their way? What is there to know? What is the narrative for my dear pile number one? So we start off with the Knight of Swords. Okay, I'm drawn to this one as well. We do have the Ace of Pentacles. What else? My dear pile number one. Okay, this one. We have the Page of Cauldrons, which is the Page of Cups in this deck. Thank you. We have the Six of Swords. Let me just push my pyramids a bit up, further up, so that we can see all the cards. And okay, this one is already out. And we have the Ace of Swords. Okay, let's put your tarot deck aside for a little bit. And let's have a quick look at this narrative. Just want to make things viewable for you. So starting off with the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is all about sharp intellect and being skillful and clever. It's about taking action in a skillful, clever way. Just look at his expression. This knight is like cutting through some oak, because these are oak leaves, and oak, as you know, is a sacred tree for wisdom. But he's so determined that he's like picking which leaves to cut. So it's all about skillful thinking and just nipping off, trimming off what doesn't need to be in the way. It's not like grabbing a katana and cutting through the jungle just for the sake of it. Just, I need to go through. No, it's meticulous. It's clever thinking. It's like nipping away your way through what needs to be done. And it's very interesting that it's not a time for war, it's a time for healing. And so this Knight of this Knight of Swords is just depicting a person who is just cutting out the leaves that aren't probably healthy, but leaving the tree wholesome and safe. And that just brought me up to the anchor here. The anchor is used to put a boat to a standstill. Set anchor is like to have a break, take a moment, recall your sails. Don't go with the winds. Be meticulous, be very guarded as to what your actions will cause, because you don't want war, you want healing. And so just trim off the parts that don't belong to your tree, the parts that are maybe a bit sick, and safeguard the wholesomeness of the healing path. And with this crow here, I was just reminded of how smart crows are. Crows are very intelligent birds, and they do tend to be drawn to shiny things. But with this heart card and with the mysticism card, I think that they won't be drawn to the fool's gold. They will be drawn to the gilded diamonds. You're not aiming for just pyrite, you're aiming for silver, for gold. You are not drawn to just the shiny things. Your pathway in October will be drawing you towards something that's more genuine, something that's more real and precious. Okay. So the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of this is a beautiful card with the hair here and the pentacle. Very beautiful. The Ace of Pentacles is all about it's all about an opportunity, a financial opportunity, some prosperity, some abundance, some material happiness. But in the sense, with the hair here, I think it's also about fertility, the beginning of a fertile period in your life. And this doesn't have to do with pregnancy, at least not physical. This has to do with being fertile in every sense of the way. In an intuitive way, you might be channeling messages that you wouldn't even be expecting to channel. There's fertile ground in your soul at this moment in October, and you will be taking advantage of it as a means to connect deeply into your higher self, to heal, to gain intelligence in certain matters that were maybe stalling you in your life, and particularly healing your heart. Right, the Page of Cauldrons, which in this deck is the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is all about nurturing and new relationships. It's about that, look at his face. It's about that dreamy situation. It's like his hand is tendering the cup or the cauldron, as it may seem. Well, yeah, it's a cauldron here. It's not a cup. But he's like, soothing gestures are being made over the cauldron as if to spark up a new beginning, spark up a new energy, as if he was like laying his touch of magic upon it, upon this new start. And he is holding the cauldron against his heart. So it's very endearing as well. Young as he is, he has the knowledge that he is about to embark on a new way of taking care of himself and others. Right, then it's followed by the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is about removing obstacles. You see how he is juggling, crossing the river, standing on stones. And I do remember doing this as a child along my many travels and having every now and then a friend who would fall on the river. And it was bursting out laughing, but it wasn't fun for the person who fell. But this Six of Swords looks, I'm sorry for being laughing at this time. And I do apologize for all my friends that do review themselves in this situation. But anyway, Six of Swords is all about removing obstacles and moving from troubles and looking forward for better times ahead. And I do realize something in this card, which is quite endearing considering the Grail legends. All the swords are coming out of the water. But this, can you see it? This particular image reminds me of the Lady of the Lake in the Arthurian legends. She's holding the sword from the lake in order to give it to King Arthur. So by removing obstacles, you are being promised a kingdom that you and you alone, through your balance, will be able to rule. Beautiful. And we end up with the Ace of Swords. So the second Ace of Swords is all about great force and clarity of thoughts. So again, very consensuous with the Knight of Swords here, because if you have the discernment to nip away only the leaves that are ill in your tree, that might hinder your roots, you are gaining clarity as to what these illnesses might be. So, my dear pile number one, let's sum up things before we draw some more cards. What I'm seeing so far is that your next October is going to be very interesting in order, in the means that you are connecting to your higher self, you are connecting to your mystical self, you are connecting to your intuitive power, you are gaining new discernment and new forms to communicate what parts of your life, just the tiny little ones, not dramatic. This is not a sour moment. This is just like the trimming up of it's like fall. Leaves are bound to fall during autumn. It will serve to nurture the soil and to fertilize what comes ahead. This is like preparing for winter. You are preparing yourself for winter quite wisely, quite abundantly when it comes to nurture yourself and heal yourself and love yourself, removing away the obstacles, taking the chance to be the Lord of your own kingdom. And you're doing that with tremendous clarity of thought. Wow, my dear pile number one. It's an impressive reading. So let's clarify the Knight of Swords for my dear pile number one, please, Spirit. Clarifying the Knight. Okay. Clarifying the Knight of Swords. We do have, wow, the King of Wands. Talk about power. Talk about gaining power. Talk about creative energy. Very interesting. Clarifying the Ace of, but I'm sorry, it didn't show the King of Wands. So there it is. Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles for my dear pal number 1, please, spirits. Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. No, thank you. On you go. Ace of Pentacles. What is this new fertile moment in my dear pal's number 1? My dear pal number 1's fertile moment, please. Spirits, 1 card. Clarify that. Okay. You have the Emperor. My dear pal number 1, have you got the power of what? Clarifying the Page of Cauldrons or of Cups, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, there you go. Page of Swords. Right. Clarifying the Six of Swords for my dear pal number 1. Clarifying the Six of Swords. Thank you. You have the strength. Oh my God, YouTube is going to condemn me for this card. So you have the strength. I'm going to get my anchor to cover what can be seen according to the new YouTube rules. My goodness, she's a flasher. Okay, and clarifying the Ace of Swords for my dear pal number 1. Clarifying the Ace of Swords, please. Oh my God. It was this one. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Right. So. The King of Rods, which is the King of Wands, clarifying the King of Swords. Whilst you were picking which little bits of your tree to trim, the King of Rods is all about being assertive, being a leader. So knowing exactly, this is the perfect corroboration, knowing exactly what to do at the right time, at the right moment, not doubting himself, not doubting his decisions, and so being cutting edge. Yeah. Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Emperor. So the Ace of Pentacles was all about the prosperity and the fertility, and you do have the Emperor. The Emperor is all about, again, leadership, about ambition, about being dominant in its own kingdom. And see how this card, in particularly in this deck, see how sumptuous the Emperor looks. He has all the kingdoms around him, the natural kingdom, the animal, the vegetal, the mineral kingdom, even the heavens. The sun is blessing him. I mean, for Christ's sake, that really reminds me of what I said about the Six of Swords and the Lady of the Lake, promising the sword that would grant Arthur Camelot, and being the King of England, right? And so this Emperor is following up on this energy that you are taking domain of your own destiny once, I might add, my dear part number one, once you get in touch with this mystical part of you, with this communication with your higher self, with this crow flight, with this connection to your heart. These are the promises once you've done the work within. As within, so without, that is the Hermetic axiom. So clarifying the Page of Cauldrons, which is the Page of Cups in this deck, is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is all about astonishing news. The Page of Swords is a quick thinker, and I find this, I'm sorry to be laughing, the pages in this deck are really curious. Look at how he's holding the mushrooms, also against his heart, as, I have to show you, as the Page of Cauldrons is holding the cauldron up against his heart. So it's something that it's springing, and it's like a new passion. So as the Page of Cauldrons has his emotions leaning over his heart, and is trying to protect it, what is dear to him, the Page of Swords is collecting mushrooms so as to gain a new vision and a new way of communicating. I'm not saying that these are psychedelic mushrooms, but in a sense, mushrooms do represent a bridge over to altered states of mind. So I find it very curious that in the Seed of Swords, there are mushrooms representing a new way of looking at things and some astonishing news. I mean, it's really interesting. Take it as it resonates. I do remind you that this is a collective reading, and I'm not encouraging you to take mushrooms in no form whatsoever. I'm just depicting what the cards are showing. So, moving forward from this subject, clarifying the Six of Swords, which is the removal of obstacles. You do have the Strength cards. I mean, it's a clear message that you are overcoming any obstacles that face your way. And clarifying the Ace of Swords, you have the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is all about wealth and family matters and wise investments. So my dear pile number one, your October will be quite an adventure. You will be facing yourself with a mystical journey that will allow you to overcome certain obstacles that you might face in your everyday life that you weren't able to face before you've gained this new insight, this new spiritual perspective in your life. Spirit will grant you with authority, with wisdom to guide your own path, and with strength as well. And the promise here will be collecting the full Monty. So my dear pile number one, this was a very good reading. I do wish you all the best. I'm sure your October will be fantastic. I hope you liked the reading. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up. Share, subscribe, comment. That's a very good way for supporting me in my channel. I'm sending you lots of love and lots of good luck because you're entitled to it. And I will see you next in your reading. Bye. Hello, part two. Welcome to your reading. So you have chosen the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. And you have also chosen the cross charm. So before we go on with your tarot, I'm just going to place your charm here. I'm going to put your tarot deck to the side, and we're going to pick some oracle cards for you. So today's reading is all about your October predictions 2024, and we are starting off with your significator cards. Okay, it's this one, sorry. If you are interested in any of the oracles that I'm using, you will find their names and all the decks that I use actually in the description box down below, and you can ask me if you have any questions through your comments. It's this one, thank you. So for pile number 2, October predictions, please, spirits. Can we please have cards? It's this one, thank you. One from this deck. Pile number 2, please. Spirit guides, help me deliver this message for my dear pile number 2. Thank you very much. Okay, it's this one. Definitely. Showing its face, isn't it? Okay, quite quickly this one. Okay, spirits. Thank you for your guidance. So, for starters, we have the seed. Very interesting. You also have gratitude. The ninth chakra. Right. You have the snake and the fern. Can you see a card? Yeah. With the keyword starting over. Wow. Brilliant. You also have tree. Let them go. Amazing. And the number 18, which sums up to 9. So someone here could be a life path 9. And we have, it's time to release negativity with full moon in Scorpio. And the purples. Very, very interesting energy. Can you see your cards? If I pull them a bit further up. Yeah, you can see them. So, my dear pile number 2, let's see what narrative you have here for October. So, having the seed as a significator card, I feel that you've been coiling up in the soil, reserving yourself, healing yourself, nurturing yourself, shedding some skin with the snake and fern cards, shedding some skin, letting things go, And you have finally grown into a period where you can be grateful for all the lessons learned. So October, my dear pawn number 2, I think is going to be a month where you will discover that you are absolutely free. Again with the seeds. Fall is a season of staying inside, is a season of heart and home. But at the same time, it feels to me that you are a seed that has been nurtured in order to bloom next spring. You are still a seed, you are shedding skin. Yeah, you are. You are going to endure a winter season of recollection and maybe facing some memories, maybe facing some steps of your life, but you are now facing them with gratitude. The cross charm, I think, represents your belief in your spirituality, no matter what it is. There is no judgment here. There is no faith or creed here. I think that every religion follows a cross, even armed or whatever it is. It's a symbol of sacredness, as this is, for that matter, the Triskel. So had I put the Triskel here, it would signify the same sacredness as this cross does. So religions apart, it's what the symbol brings forth into the reading that should be taken into account. So shedding skin, being grateful for what this seed is nurturing inside the womb of the earth, for what this tree is letting go, and for the releasing of negativity. I mean, Scorpio and the snake, I mean, this is just like a massive energy of getting rid of. You're like cleaning your closet. You are like throwing away things that were reminding you of past relationships, of past lives, that you no longer see yourself in them, and people you don't want to be around with. And that's perfectly fine, my dear pal number 2. I mean, recycling goes all the way, reusing goes all the way. I mean, the 5 R's are presented in our lives as a means of evolution, not just for ecology, but also for our spiritual development. We do carry a lot of trash, a lot of rubbish, a lot of garbage in our lives, and we do have to be aware of what we do need to recycle, to reuse, or just, I don't know, I mean, it's not a matter of throwing things away, it's just a matter of acknowledging. And I'm lighting a new incense for you. I'm sorry, my dear Parliament 2, but that's the way it is. New light needs to be brought upon this subject, and I'm glad that my incense has run out and we do need a new flare of fire. And here it is just for you. Because I think you need this warmth in your life and this belief in spirits. And I'm asking my spirit guides to really bless you in this October coming, and to let go of what doesn't suit you anymore and really trust in these seeds and this magnificent blossom that you are becoming, with the gratitude that you are bringing along to the table, because this is a key in this transformation with the serpent and the Scorpio. Your gratitude does really make the change. It's a really game changer. It's a real game changer. So for my grateful pile number 2, what do the spirit guides want to communicate and concern to the next October 2024? Please, my dear spirit guides, for my dear pile number 2, this grateful soul, for this unwavering changes they are about to make in their lives. Oh my goodness, so many, but let's take them all. It is the way it is. So starting off, we have, well, the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Two of Pentacles. Very interesting. I need one more for this first stage of reading. One more card, please. Okay, thank you. And let's put this aside. We have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups. Okay. So starting off with the Nine of Pentacles. This is a dream you have been waiting for quite a long time. My dear pile number 2. This is a wish fulfillment you have been waiting for a long time. And with the Seven of Cups, I think that you might have juggled a lot of escaping from fights. I don't see the Seven of Cups as treachery or deception. I see you running away in order to prevent the fight from the people that really didn't get you, from the people that really didn't understand where you were coming from. And this was your way of protecting yourself. Like, I shall leave you enough for you to quarrel about, but I'm not giving you the full set of arms. I'm just going to evade with the knowledge that I have. I'm not fighting you anymore, which actually is a very smart thing to do, I must tell you. With the Queen, I'm sorry, my dear partner number 2. My words are wrestling in my mouth. I don't know why. I'm just... Okay, with the Queen of Pentacles, you have like... You're so industrious. I don't see... You probably wouldn't see why people wouldn't realize this about you, because you're so industrious, and you come up with solutions that nobody else even ever thought about, that you were wondering for quite a while. Why don't people see what I bring up to the table? What is it that is stopping people from seeing how a tremendous help I can be to them? And they actually didn't. That's why you need to let go of those people that actually didn't see how much you brought to the table and how much you were on their side. Because all the way, because of the lessons learned, I must tell you, my dear pile number 2, and I hope this is not triggering for you, that those lessons learned allowed you to gain massive gratitude towards the universe, towards spirit, towards the divine. And that has allowed you to shed skin and release the parts of you that weren't understood, that weren't feeling the voids for you, not for others, because you've always been able to fill the voids for others, and that's the problem. You've always been the go-getter, the people to resort to, the helping hand, the ever faithful friend. That's not really fair for you, because you were kept within the soil for so long, with no assistance, with no help. Well, that's what you felt like. I think that spirit never left you, and this was a karmic lesson that you needed to learn in order to gain this perspective and shed this skin that you obviously needed to shed from previous karma. But you felt so alone. I'm just a tiny little seed within the earth, and nobody ever realizes what I'm going through. The fact is, they did. Your spirit guides did. And that's why you start off with the Nine of Pentacles, my dear pile number 2. We then turn off to the Two of Pentacles, which is a mastery of balance. I mean, you have two situations that you have to juggle. And at this stage of your life, next October, you will be able to juggle everything with mastery. That's what I'm seeing. And you will be able to rest, because the Four of Cups is here. You will be able to rest and to take your time and to meditate on what is coming. Remember the seed, laying still within the earth, resting, taking your time. Your cup is being offered soon. Look at the card. He's resting underneath the tree that you need to let go of, but a cup is being offered by the universe. So your reward is coming. You just need to take some time to relax, to be the seed within the earth, to grow, sprout, to bloom. Beautiful, beautiful message. So, clarifying for my dear pile number 2, clarifying the Nine of Pentacles, please, Spirit. I want to clarify the Nine of Pentacles for my dear pile number 2. Thank you. Oh, you have the World cards. Oh my God, I need to cover this. Let's use the cross. Why not? It's always a good symbol. Madonna used to use it. Why not me? Otherwise, YouTube will censor me. I know. I don't want that. Let's cover the beautiful lady. My goodness. I wonder if they covered the Marseillaise depiction. It's just too prudish nowadays. Clarifying the Seven of Swords, we have the Knight of Swords. Interesting. Clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, please. Clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this one. Queen of Swords. Wow, 2 queens. Lots of swords here. All about communication. All about thinking. Well done, you. Clarifying the Two of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Five of Cups. Okay, clarifying the Four of Cups, please. It's this one. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, very interesting. Let's have a look at the narrative here. Let me just observe your cards for a second, and I will go on into your reading. So the World card, clarifying the Nine of Pentacles. The World is an end of a cycle, and it's a defined goal. So if you were aiming for material abundance and wish fulfillment, that is definitely coming your way. Definitely. But it's also a return to source. The World is also a return to source. And that reminds me of this gratitude and the shedding of skin and the seeds and the connection to your intuition and your spirit guides and the universe and the divine. So October might be actually a month when you will be regaining that connection to your higher self and to your higher purpose. And it's very interesting that the Seven of Swords, as I was saying, you were preventing a fight, you were preventing a war, and it's clarified by the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords it's about taking action and how should I put it? Being skillful and clever. So if you are to avoid a fight and a war amidst the people that surround you, you are going to do that so brilliantly and so clever, in such a clever manner that people won't even realize. Obviously, just preventing a fight, you'll just knock them off their socks and just like, okay, I'm out of arguments just for the sake of it, because you just overthrew them. And I think that that's so cool about it. I mean, the Knight of Swords is just like that person that comes around and just pops out a word or two and shuts up everybody. And it's brilliant that way, without being obnoxious, without being rude, without being offensive. It's just the person that comes around and says one or two or three words and ends the subject right there. Very good. Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Swords. Well, the Queen of Swords, my dear pile number one, is perceptive, is self-reliant, is emotionally strong. She won't bow to anyone. She's like, I'm the queen, full stop, period. You might even come up with your arguments and your narrative and your points of view that I don't even care, because I know where the truth lies. She's very assertive, she's very confident, and she won't even budge to any sense of I don't want to say it, but it's BS. I'm sorry, but it's BS. She won't waver to that. I mean, coming up towards her with an intelligent point of view, with a cultural point of view, might get you through it, but coming up with just bolster ego, it won't serve you. I'm sorry. So, my dear pile number two, you are going to be this Queen of Swords. And it's funny because Queen of Swords and Queen of Pentacles, it's just like, it's like a match made in heaven, because the Queen of Pentacles is industrious, but the Queen of Swords is self-reliant. So I would say that this upcoming October, you're going to be like this power woman where nobody dares to take you down. So you go, I'm sorry, I'm saying woman because I'm identifying with this person. I do apologize, my dear pile number three, my dear pile number two. Listen, this is a collective energy. This energy is female. I'm a female reader. I'm sorry for identifying with it, but you are free to identify with anything you wish. You might be a man and be in this full powered female energy, and I do applaud you for that, because I also sometimes am in a deep masculine energy, and it's the same for all of us. We're just people. We're just humans. We're not just a gender. We're split ends of a common spark of the divine. So we are born into something, but we never stop being the starseeds that we are. So I do apologize for referring to pile number 2 as female. Sorry. So apologies made. 2 of Pentacles clarified by the 5 of Cups. Well, the 5 of Cups tells us all about disappointment and sorrow and being a bit confused, to be honest. I mean, you are trying to juggle messages that are being contradictory, and I do think that there will be some ill-intended people in your life that might want to confuse you concerning what you are achieving as a person. So don't pay attention to those people. They are aiming to destroy what you will conquer in October. So pay no attention to these people that tell you, oh my goodness, but you have so little. Oh my goodness, but you've been betrayed, or you're just so sad. How can you be so sad and so successful? That doesn't make any sense. So relinquish of any false pity, any false criticism, any false praise. I mean, you relinquish any false people. That's what I'm getting. Pay no heed to people who are just envious of you. Pay no heed to people who just want to pick at you because they're just jealous, and they're just, I'm sorry for them, but they're just too small. They're just too narrow-minded, and they just indulge in such petty little feelings. Keep your balance. That's what the message is saying, and they're warning you to not pay attention to these messages of, oh, you only have your cup full, half full. How can you be happy when you have so much misery in your life? Or how can you be happy if, I mean, I'm just putting this to an extreme, when you don't have a boyfriend, or when you don't have a leg? How are you smiling every day? Listen, you don't even answer. You just say, I know who I am. I know where I am. I know who I am with and who walks with me. And that is spirit. That is the universe. Those are my spirit guides. And I know my path. And this, my dear pile number 2, is a luxury not many can afford. Sorry for being a bit off the edge here. Well, continuing. Clarifying. Sorry, this energy here from the 5 of Cups really got me triggered. Sorry for that. Just a warning, be yourself. Don't give any space to these energies at all, my dear pan number 2. Clarifying the 4 of Cups, you have the 8 of Pentacles, which is all about mastery, about taking your time, doing stuff. Oh, again, taking your time, resting, taking your time, perfecting yourself. Mastery is a card of perfecting yourself. It's a card of meticulous work, of hard work, and there's no rush. There is no rush this October to, like, put things to an end. This is a long-term issue. The energy is about to start this October and is coming strong in your case, but allow time as the seeds, allow time to work its place until next spring. And then you'll see yourself flourish, my dear partner too. Well, I really enjoyed this reading. I'm sorry if I got a bit sprung up. I tend to be a bit defensive of the energies that I'm reading. I don't like intrusive energies coming along, and I shield myself and I shield all of you within this collective energy as well. But I hope you have liked your reading, my dear pal number 2. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe the channel, or give us a comment. I'm wishing you lots of love, lots of healing energy. I'm looking forward to hearing you from next spring when you start sprouting from your life and embracing a new blossom. I'm very happy for your reading, my dear part number 2, and I'll see you in your next reading. Goodbye. Hello, Part 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Lucid Dreams Tarot. And the Heart Charm. Welcome to your reading once again. I'm going to put your tarot deck to the side and we are going to find out what energies are coming towards you next October. So for my dear pawn number 3, please spirits, what is coming up next in October? Okay, this is the one. So if you're curious concerning the decks that I use, you will find the description and the names down in the description box. So feel free to browse through them and ask me any questions if you have any. Let's pick one more card from this oracle deck. Okay, you have 2. One from this deck, please. Okay, this is the one. And one more from this deck. Okay, thank you. So here we go. So your significator card is the Nectar. How beautiful. Place your card here. You also have instinct. You have protest, start a revolution. You have the evil queen. You deserve sugar, not salt. Very interesting. Okay. You have surrender to the divine with the full moon. You see your cards? Let's pull this a bit further up. Yep. And finally, you have the porcupine and the anemone with the following statement: boundaries. So, my dear pine number 3, very prickly energy here with the porcupine and the protest cards and the instinct cards. This is a very curious narrative, to be honest. I mean, what I'm seeing here is that you are someone who has been learning to set definite boundaries. And you have trusted your instinct to get you there. With the protest card and starts a revolution, I think this is an inner revolution to let others know where they are able to go or how far they are able to go and how far they aren't able to go. So definitely a setting of boundaries, definitely a surrender to the divine with the instinct card, and definitely a recognition of what you are deserving. And thus the nectar card. Nectar is like an elixir. It's like the quintessential essence of something. If you think about fruit nectar, then it's the quintessential flavor of that particular fruit. And in this card, as you can see, the hand is reaching out. The hand is reaching out towards the center where the nectar is. And just look how bright and shiny this card is with all these pinks and all these oranges and yellows and fiery explosion. This deck isn't particularly colorful, as you know. The well-known archetype cards, really not that colorful. It has pops of colors here and there, as all the well-known decks are. But this particular card is very, very colorful. And I find that to be very representative of how your state of mind is reaching this inner strength, this inner essence, this inner nectar that you are being able in next October to attain, to achieve, to reach through your instinct, through your surrender, but also through your setting of boundaries with this porcupine, this prickly energy. It's like, okay, give me some sugar and not some salt. And if you do go against me, I will start a revolution. I will speak for myself. I will put my voice out there and I'll tell you how many logs does it take to make a raft. I'm just going to place a charm here and let's get over with your reading, asking for some guidance from the tarot. So for my dear pawn number 3, oops, thank you. So we start off with the Tower. Yeah, there was this specific moment in your life, this Tower moment that has made you change suddenly. There was some sort of revelation or awakening that destroyed old foundations that were probably set on trauma. But this gave you the opportunity to rise up and to lift your head up high and, following your instincts, set the boundaries that you needed to set in order to continue your journey, letting go of what was no longer suiting you. We also have, God. You have the 9 of Cups. Sorry that took me so long. Nine of Cups is all about a dream come true, a wish fulfillment, contentment, satisfaction, emotional richness and abundance, success, achievements, recognition, also pleasure. So with this nectar here, see the difference? You go from a destructive situation to a very rich and abundant situation, a very fulfilled situation. And I think that has a lot to do with this surrendering to the divine, accepting this Tower moment and moving forward gracefully, knowing that you are deserving of your sugar and not the salt of life, even though there is a beautiful story about being the salt of life. Okay, one more for my pile number 3, please. Thank you. So you have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is all about being reliable and very stoic and practical. It's a slow, steady motion, but it's a very grounded and committed one as well. It's a very pragmatical energy. So this leads me to believe that you have been focusing on practicalities, on grounding yourself, on following your path, slow but steady, surely. You also have the Seven of Wands. No, sorry, it's the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands represents extra responsibilities, a burden, working hard, maybe some stress, maybe some exhaustion. It's a struggling card, definitely, because with this Ten of Wands, I think that you've been carrying this load all by yourself. And it has been a journey that you have been undertaking for yourself as well. And that's why you are gaining this new insight with the Nine of Cups. But it's been hard on you, definitely, my dear pal number 3. And I'm so sorry if this triggers you, but the narrative that is following allows me to say that you have been conquering your space, you have been achieving success, and you have been overcoming obstacles. Okay, one more card for my dear pawn number 3, please, spirits. For my dear pawn number 3. Okay. Nope. Let's go again. It's this one. And you have the Queen of Cups. How beautiful. Queen of Cups is a very compassionate energy. It's all about warmth and caring and intuition, instinct, intuition with the Queen of Cups, definitely. It's about healing, being supportive, being in the flow, surrendering to the divine. And it's about empathy. And I think October is going to be the month where you see that you are collecting the bounty of what you have been healing and what you have been working on yourself. Maybe you have been doing some shadow work which in October will start to glow up and show up. Let's clarify the Tower for my dear pile number 3, please, spirits. Oopsie, it's too many. My God, everybody got very excited now. Okay. All the cards want to jump out. So you have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, this Page of Swords is particularly interesting. It's looking ahead. It's looking ahead towards the future. It's a very communicative and vigilant energy. It's a curious mind. It's a mental agility. It's an alertness. It's a thirst for knowledge. And it's about getting new messages. So maybe news is on the way. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups, please, spirits. Clarify the Nine of Cups. Maybe card number 3. It's this one. Ooh, you have the Devil card. So the Devil is all about toxic energies and obsessions and attachments and our shadow self, materialism. But it's also about ideas that are preventing you from moving forward. So I think that this shadow work that I was talking about might have been the result of clinging on to past notions, to past ideas. And by releasing this toxic, obsessive attachment, you will gain a new fulfillment. You have been desiring to get rid of this energy for quite some time, my dear pile number 3. And that's perhaps why your burden has been so strong with that 10 of Wands. Oh my God, I lost my card. Clarifying the Knight of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles. Beautiful. So you are gaining the lordship of your life. You are moving into a more abundant state, a very protective and sensual notion of yourself, being the leader of your own narrative, definitely. With all the suits here, you are definitely gaining leadership over your life. Let's clarify the 10 of Wands, please, spirits. Oops. If that's what Spirit wants, that's what we will get. You have the Sun. Right. The Sun card is all about victory and positivity, ultimate happiness. So whereas you had this burden overloading you, now you have warmth, vitality, positive outcomes, optimism and confidence as well. The sun is shining for you, my dear pile number 3. Very interesting. So, my God, so many cards. Clarifying the Queen of Cups, you have the Four of Wands, Four of Wands is a homecoming, a celebration, harmony. It's about family, friends, and gatherings. It's about belonging somewhere. So definitely the outcome of this emotional growth, of this compassionate approach to yourself, deserving the sugar and not the salt, is resulting in this going back home feeling that we sometimes get when we are a bit nostalgic about that moment in the past that made us so utterly happy. Very interesting indeed. And so when coming up next October, I mean, this makes perfect sense. The sense of belonging, missing our dear ones, the family reunions, those cherished memories. You also have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is about long-term investments. So really betting here in the future. It's about sustained patience and perseverance, hard work. And it's about harvesting results as well. And finally, how beautiful, you have the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is also a card of celebration, of friendship, of collaboration, of community. So you're stepping into new grounds, my dear pile number 3. You might have felt a bit isolated and a bit lonely, despite the fact that you might not have been alone, but you might have felt a bit lonely in this journey that you have been undertaking of healing yourself, of trusting your instinct, of reaching the quite essential part of you that you were missing due to this tower moment that led you through some dark places, through some dark thoughts. But through this shadow work and the setting of boundaries, we here with the porcupine, you are achieving a new status in life. And that status is all about having a circle of support, having creativity, and have a place to be joyful and share your joy with friends, with family, with yourself, particularly with the Queen of Cups and the Four of Cups, of Wands, sorry. So it is a very beautiful energy. And I was very happy with the outcome of the reading. This was the only case where 2 extra cards came out. And I think it's a very positive message for October. So my dear pile number 3, summing things up, learn and trust your instincts, surrender to the divine, feel worthy of what you think you are worthy of, because you are the nectar and you are able to set boundaries and to pull away any energy that no longer suits you and start over with a slow but steady pace towards a life that is much more fulfilling and is much more in tune with your energy. So my dear pile number 3, I hope you liked your reading. If you do, give me a thumbs up, share, comment, or subscribe the channel. That is always a very good way for supporting me. I wish you a very awesome October, and I hope to see you in another reading. Goodbye.